Did I move the camera? Welcome to the December vlog, I guess, since sit-down styles are not really in vogue anymore. So we're going to be doing a little bit of vlogging for the episodes. So I'm just going to talk about my December knits that I am going to be working on in this section. Then I want to talk about a book. Thank you if you watched my Vlogtobers. I kind of fell off there at the end. And yeah, I have some footage that I might clip in right after this, and I'll just mark like this is part of what I did in October. I was knitting in November, but I just didn't feel like picking up the camera, and also it just gets really busy. And yeah, those are my excuses. So at the beginning of this year, I had decided to do Year of Less, which was my goal of pretty much just saying no to things, saying no to just activities, saying no to myself and buying things, just being more mindful. And I'm still thinking, I'm still like evaluating all of that. And so with that, I decided to not do an advent calendar of any sorts this year, which is weird, but I'm creating my own advent calendar, different from last year. So I didn't buy anything for my advent calendar, but I am doing on Instagram a mug of the day. So I'm taking a picture of my mug and putting them in my stories. If you're interested, I think that's on my personal account though, not on my knitting account. That's okay. They're probably easy to find, but I don't know why you'd want to follow me just to see the mugs I'm using. But regardless, my cats have an advent calendar, which is very fun. My parents bought it for them, and so far it's only December 2nd. The 2 items they've gotten are good, and my cats have played with it already. So what I decided, I really loved last year how I picked a pattern and wrapped some yarn and knit that pattern throughout the month. And I didn't need to have it finished by a certain date. It was just I started it and all of that. So I have been really thinking about the September sweater by Petite Knit. This is my first Petite Knit September, or Petite Knit, oh my goodness. This is my first Petite Knit garment pattern that I have purchased, maybe. And this is how far I am. Barely anything at all. I started this yesterday when I started a new TV show called The Paper. I had no idea this existed until maybe a month ago. I saw an advertisement for it and that it was picked up for a second season. I was like, what the heck? I didn't even know this existed. It's basically a spin-off of The Office. So it's a mockumentary style. It is not anywhere near as funny as The Office. I'm warming up to the characters, but it doesn't hold a candle to The Office. I do love that they were able to bring back Oscar, the character and the actor, and the introduction of Oscar's is hilarious because you see the camera and Oscar's just like, oh no, I do not want to be filmed. I'm not doing this again. And then there's some like comments of like Oscar's, what he signed back in 2005. Still counts for this one. So that's been funny. I have enjoyed that. And there is a character called Esmeralda. She is hilarious and evil, but also hilarious. There's like one of her earliest lines is, she says, "Oh, don't be so self-defecating," instead of deprecating. And that got me. I think she's supposed to be Italian, but I don't know if she actually is Italian. But anyway, so I was watching that, and this is how far I got. She's looking really cute. So I already said it's a September sweater, and this is some of the yarn from flocked. This is Nano Stitch Lab in the Achromic Alpaca Sport, 100% alpaca, 227 grams, 665 yards in the charcoal color. And then I'm holding it with a Scientific Sock fingering weight, which is a 75-25 in Geology Rocks. I love this color. So I'm very excited to see what this looks like. I did not do a gauge swatch at all because I frankly don't want to with this. And yeah, so you may be wondering, this is not at all what the September sweater uses. There was a sample at Flock with this yarn, and so I'm recreating it just with different colors. I've only caked up one of the alpaca and one of the fingering. It fits in this bag. This is by Fat Squirrel. Yeah, Fat Squirrel. I don't have any Christmas bags, so that's something that I want to do in this month is sew up some like really nice bags for myself. I haven't done that in a while. Then the other thing that I'm working on that is very much more Advent style is an Advent calendar. So this is my Advent calendar from a couple years ago. This is, what is this? Is this Teal Torch Knits? Yes, this is Teal Torch Knits. And yeah, so I am now trying to do one section a day. I've already failed with December. I did finish, so this is the front. They're very similar right now. I was pretty much where this progress keeper was. So I finished the garter and got to the second section. But I was really wanting to start that sweater, so I switched. What I need to do is pull the yarn up. So here is all the yarn. I need to find a picture of this yarn because I had it all laid out and I put it away when I adopted the cats. And I need to see the laid out version, and then I can put some stitch markers on here so that I know which ones are next. Or, you know, like I need to do something to tell me when each thing is next. So yeah, I need to do that. This is the, I think, Brioche Adventures shawl. And this is in my Vita Social, Paradise Island Vita Social collaboration bag. I got this at Cake Palooza a couple years ago, the year of woolen folk problems. I love it. There's this pocket. Wow. There's this pocket in the front, and I've been putting the leftovers. So I have a tiny bit of leftover from each color that I use. And my thought with the leftovers is to magic knot them together, right? So it's like really tiny amounts. I want to magic knot them together and then combine it with a mohair and make a hat or something with it. So then I'll have used everything and that'll just feel really good. So that's all I want to show you today for knitting. I'm going to talk about books. I think I mentioned quite a bit ago Herkyad, which is hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. I am still going strong. There is a chance that I will hit my 100 books in a year read, which I'm like so excited for. I used to be a consistent 100 books, 90 books, more than that a year. And really since COVID, I kind of fell. COVID 2020 had my worst reading year ever. And I think I was in the 30s or something. Like it's low. And I'm going to just say, like low for me. Low for me. The average person doesn't even read a book a year. So it's low for me. You're reading however that is. Compare yourself to yourself. Anyway, her kid has been very inspiring. I am so goal-oriented. I love a challenge, like an achievable challenge, something that anyone can do, right? So anyway, one of the books that I recently finished is The Inadequate Heir by Danielle L. Jensen. These were originally self-published and they have now been traditionally published. This is book 3 or book 1. So they are like duologies, but you need to read the first duology to read this. So we'll just say this is book 3. It is a lot. This was 612 pages, but then the last 50 pages are a short story of 2 different characters. So that's currently what I'm reading right now. And that's a different book. So I'm counting it as a separate book. When you go on Goodreads, it shows up as a separate book. So that is what I'm doing. Anyway, this is such a fun book. This is, it's probably marketed as romantasy. I would say it is relationship heavy. It is not like sex. Like that's not what this is. This series, I'm really enjoying. This is about this world where there is a bridge that is controlled by a group of people, and then you have groups of people here controlling different lands, and there's currently been war. There's always been war. This bridge is important because this map is one of the new maps, which is annoying. The older books have a better map because you can see there is land on the other side. But you have this bridge controlling trade. And so whoever owns the bridge owns basically all the trading contracts and all of that stuff. So the bridge is captured, and now there's this massive war going on. And so you are following, really, like each duology, you're kind of following different people from the different governing lands. So I'm really enjoying it. It is a bit of political intrigue, a bit of war, quite a bit of romance, but it's a lot of like people. There's a lot of conversations between people, some good people, bad people, and there's war, right? So I really like it. I think these are really great and really fun to read. And pretty quick to read, even though, like I said, this is 600 pages. I do have the 4th book. The 5th book came out, I think, at the beginning of this year, and then the 6th one is coming out spring 2026. So here's the 5th one, and the endless war is what the war is called between the Valcatas and the Meridrinians, I believe, are the 2 that it's between. That's actually probably why the map is smaller, is because these 2 books are those 2 groups. And so this one is not as long. It's 550 pages. So they look the same. I think the paper is thinner for this one than it is for this one. So, would recommend, am enjoying. So if you're wanting to pick up a series, a fantasy series that is guaranteed to be over and is almost over, but you can still be excited for the hype in 2026, I would recommend this. This is the Bridge Kingdom series. So it's called The Bridge Kingdom. They used to be on Kindle Unlimited. They are no longer on Kindle Unlimited because they are traditionally published now. But like my library has them. So check your library. before you buy books is my recommendation. Okay, now I'm gonna go make food. Astrid. Hi.
I tried to just go off memory, and it was trying to take me from intersections to turn it. And I was like, okay, cool. So now.
You probably have storage space.
Yeah, like something you can see.
Like all the way down there. I'm not. I mean, I'm like, I walked here. Oh, and then as I was walking here, some weird animal under a car like made a noise at me. So then I like crawled on all fours to see if it was like a cat or something. And then I saw that there was a person in the car behind that car just watching me crawl around on the ground. I was like, don't mind me. And then it just mysteriously was gone. So good. Time for karaoke. Desperate, I will call, waiting for so long. No love, there is no love. But nobody's like resurfaced the idea. I know. Back home from karaoke. Frankly, I've been tipsy almost all day. So I'm gonna need to drink water before I go to bed. Can you tell? Maybe, maybe not. My makeup looks good. I'm gonna go cuddle my cats, and they're not gonna wanna cuddle. best of ankles, but this is what we're working with. It is December 3rd, 7:45 in the evening. I am going to eat my really gross looking soup. It's one of the beans is black beans. Of course, it makes the soup not look very good, but that's okay. I also have a Hio organic blackberry lemon social tonic. It's basically supposed to be like a cocktail, but without alcohol. I don't drink a lot, and it's pretty much only socially, but this year I've gotten into like fun, fancy drinks, and this is one of them. So trying this one out. I'm going to watch some TV and get to knitting. I started Parks and Rec last night. So I finished season 1 of The Paper and it just automatically went into Parks and Rec. I've never watched Parks and Rec, so I started it. I think I'm just not in the right mood because I didn't find it funny at all. And I know quite a lot of people who've watched The Office and Parks and Rec. They like Parks and Rec more. So I just need to give it, its dues. And I think right now is not the time because I'm just not enjoying it. I watched 3 episodes or 4 episodes. So yes, very beginning of it. So I need to pick something else. I'm feeling like old black and white movies. I saw that Tubi has Shirley Temple movies, so I'm thinking of watching a Shirley Temple movie, or I had also thought of watching, like going back and watching all of Marilyn Monroe's movies, maybe doing Audrey Hepburn's, because I don't think I've seen any Audrey Hepburn movie, so I'm thinking of doing that. Anyway, I went to knit night tonight. I got out of work on time and went to knit night, and I worked on this hat. So this is just a 2x2 knitted hat. The main yarn is a Knit Picks yarn. It's Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in the wine tasting tonal. Very pretty. And I'm pairing it with a Rowan soft silk haze. And I don't have the ball band, but combined, so this more purple with a reddish pink is giving me this, and it looks so pretty. I think it looks gorgeous. This is going to be a hat for one of my friend's daughters. I already finished another hat. You can actually see it in the background there. And so I do have a deadline of Saturday is when I go over to their house, but I want to be done by Friday. So really I need to be, oh, now that I'm thinking about it, it's Wednesday. I don't want to do more knitting on this. I'm done. I put in about an hour and a half of knitting, so I'm done. I don't want to work on this, but I need to get this done before I go over on Saturday. So I need to get working. I'm gonna work on the brioche shawl is the plan. And that's that. That's where we're at. Oh, I did want to show, so I am part of the Knit Picks ambassador program, and fix my bra strap. Oh, and I'll talk about the sweater. And it basically just means that I have a code. You could use it if you want. There's no kickback to me. So like if you're wanting to use the code to make sure that I get money, that's not the type of code. I think it's just showing if anyone's using it tied back to my account. It is pretty much the same discount you would get on the website. So like there's pretty much always like a 15% off coupon that you can get. My code will do the exact same thing. If you want my code, it is on the screen. But when I post, I get points and I can redeem those points for product. So I did grab 2 skeins of Felici, which are on the table there. And then I grabbed 8 skeins of Woodland Tweed Grouse Heather. I love this color. Do you guys remember Into the Wood, a petite knit colorway that they just considered for some reason? I think it was like 9882. I want that color. I want to make a sweater in that color. I lucked out and I bought that yarn to make one of my sweaters. It's a contrast color. And yeah, I only bought 1 skein of it. So that color reminds me of this, is why I'm bringing it up. This is going to be my book club cardigan. And I'm really excited for this. I can't wait to cast this on. It's going to be so pretty. So that's that. Let's get to knitting and watching TV and eating my dinner. That looks so gross, right? I acknowledge it looks gross. It's, I don't know, it was like a dry bean and rice mix that was at one of the local grocery stores. I'm trying to eat healthier, and I thought this would be an option. There's like a lot of beans in here. It's fine. I used bone broth as the base. I don't know, like it's fine. It's very salty. I feel like it's very one-dimensional in the flavor. I don't know what else to add to it. I love a creamy base, but that just is, you know, a lot less healthy than bone broth and water. Hello, Miss Mia. My little yarn stealer. My little yarn thief. She loves yarn. She like comes over and steals yarn, runs away with it, and makes her little baby meows. She's so adorable. She's so adorable, but she's a little menace. She ran off with one of the skeins for this shawl, and I have yet to find it. I'm like not even kidding. I don't know where it is. Oh, and the sweater I'm wearing is a sweater my mom made, I think in the 80s. I'm assuming 80s, maybe 90s. These two are Angora, and I actually have a tiny bit of both of these. This is a very, very scratchy wool. This is super itchy. And then this is also a bit of an itchier wool. So this around my wrist is very itchy. So I have a long sleeve shirt on underneath to help this not be so itchy. I'm not sure why. Like, it's such a really beautiful purple, but man, does this itch my skin. So there she is. It's December 4th, Thursday. Fix is looking at me. He's had a lot of you-know-whats today because he's been such a good boy. They have an advent calendar, day 4. I don't know what, but Edifix was obsessed with the day 4 toy. It's a little gnome. I think it's because of the fur, like the beard that it has. Very into it. I'm not even exaggerating. He's probably been playing with it for 5 hours today. He's been behind me in the room while I've been working, and I just keep hearing it rattling, and then I hear his running around on the carpet. So A+ to the cat advent calendar so far. I didn't get very far yesterday. This shawl takes a while. It's fun, but I'm not getting through as much knitting as I thought I would. I had thought I'd be able to do like one of these sections a day, but I can't. Not with the hat that I'm working on, not with work and, you know, life. But anyway, so I have gotten, I don't know, I think I got through a big chunk of this. I think I only have to do maybe 4 more rows before I do the garter. I do need to wind up some skeins of yarn. I do have my winder up, so I'll do that tonight. I did put a dent in my hat, I think, right? I did get a bit of knitting on the hat done. So I still have a while to go, and it's Thursday. So I think I'm gonna have to work on this tonight. It is pretty, but this is just not what I wanted to be working on. But it's okay. This is what I'll do. Non-knitting related, I just did some online shopping for the holidays, and I feel really good because it is the small business that I've wanted to purchase from for years, and I decided this is the year that I'm gonna get this item for people. Not for everybody, and then of course I'm gonna get some for me because I want it. So I'm excited for that. I'm not gonna say what it is because they may be watching. So I'm excited. I bought 2 for myself, 1 or 2. I can't remember. Regardless, so I did that. And I also picked up some things for another friend. I got something for my brother. There is quite a lot of local markets in Columbus. So this weekend there's 2 or 3 that I'm gonna go to, and I'm very excited because my favorite mug person, Staircase Ceramics, she's gonna be at one of them, and I'm gonna buy another mug. So excited. And then I think that'll be it for the holiday mugs this year, because I think I've gotten 3 mugs for myself this year for the holidays. Well, one's not really a holiday, it's a snail, but I bought it and it's like a ceramic one. So I'm excited to do that. And I have to pick up, my goal is this weekend to find something for my middle brother, and then I can package that up and mail it, because my middle brother and sister-in-law live in Germany. So I need to get that package, needs to go out the door like this weekend. So need to do that. And then I also purchased, finally, I've been following this, like, what are those called? Fitfluencers, the people who do like fitness on Instagram and social media and YouTube and stuff. And I love Fitness Blender. I am such a fan of Fitness Blender, but they don't do like dance, like Zumba and stuff. And I found this gal, and her company is Mad Fit, and I found her during the pandemic. And if you like go back at some of my my vlogs around the holiday, if I'm doing like a workout dance, it's hers. Or if I'm doing like a workout program, it is Fitness Blender. But Mad Fit does a forever lifetime. So you know how it's so common to have subscriptions for everything? Like you can't just buy something outright. She does 50% off of her forever subscription. So it makes it only It makes it $150, but everything she produces goes in there, and you get an app and all that stuff. So I finally decided to buy it. And my plan today is to do a workout. I would have done it right after work, but I have a headache. So I know jumping around is not going to make my headache better. And it's one of those headaches I can tell is going to go away. And so I took an Advil, I drank some water, and I need it to go away. And then I will do like a 20-minute workout, I think is the plan. I've been so terrible. I have not been working out like at all, honestly, since the marathon last year, where I was working out pretty much every day. And then I was working out a little bit for the half marathon. Basically, as soon as those two events were done, I have not really worked out at all. Lies. I did work out for 1 week because I was trying out this boutique gym that I can walk to. I liked that. I didn't like how tiny the gym was. So the classes, like for circuit and stuff, there was just no space. And so I didn't like that. Yeah. I love being able to walk to the gym, and then I was thinking about joining Orange Theory. The Orange Theory that's by me, it's shutting down because they don't have enough people attending, which just makes me feel so sad. Because I loved that moment in my life when I was going to Orange Theory like almost every day. I really liked Orange Theory, but the pass that I was paying for I didn't understand how they were making money. I didn't understand it. It didn't make sense to me. And I think they realized that as well. And so they increased the price, and now it doesn't make economical sense at all to even buy. I think I was spending $79 originally when I got it, and it was amazing. You could go to almost any boutique gym and do their one tier below unlimited. And so when you add all of that up, you could work out every day at a different boutique gym for $79. That's more than it costs to go to one of those boutique gyms for that level. So then it went up, and it was like $106. And then it went to $160. Like the jumps were big. And so I think I last checked, and it's like 200 something. It might even be 300 at this point. That just does not make sense. Like, I'm not spending that much money on a gym membership. So, well, what that means is I just don't go to the gym anymore. So, oh well. Okay. So enough yapping. I can already feel my headache going away. I love it when medicine works fast. So I'm going to watch YouTube, which is not good for my headache, but I think it'll be okay. I'm going to watch YouTube, knit a little bit, and then work out. It's Friday, and I probably look identical because I'm wearing the same sweater that I've been wearing pretty much all week, and I'm wearing the same shorts that I worked out in yesterday that I will be working out in again. I am so close to finishing the hat. So where that stitch marker is, I did all of that last night. And I'm comparing it to the other hat, and I am like half an inch, almost an inch. So I have about an inch to go, and then I can do the crown decreases. So I would say I can do that in an hour. And then I'm going to work on the shawl, I believe, because I need to wind up some yarn. Apparently YouTube does their own version of Spotify Wrapped. So I watched it, and it was like so predictable. It basically was like, you like knitting and reading, and you like fantasy reads, and you also like to watch nature videos, which is for the cats. And then you really like listening to just ambiance. Yes, that's pretty much all I use that YouTube account for. Okay, working on my hat and watch some YouTube. Like I said, it's Friday. This weekend is going to be it'll be an eventful weekend of shopping because there are many, many, many markets over the weekend. But I'm only going to go to, I think, 3 of them maybe a fourth one because they're nearby. But I also have dinner at a friend and then Stitch and Bitch brunch on Sunday. So I have like functions of meeting with people. So, oh, and I started a new book, Alchemy of Secrets. This is Stephanie Garber's first adult book. I've only read one other Stephanie Garber book, which was Caraval. I really enjoyed it, but I read it, I think it was January of 2021. I started 2 series in January or February. I'm pretty sure it was January. I started 2 series and I liked both of them, but due to it being 2020 and I mentioned how my reading just tanked, my mood was terrible. 2020 was not a good year for me mentally. And so I never continued on with those series. So Caraval was the book that I read. I really liked it. And this feels like Caraval. The style, the mystery, the ambiance, it feels like Caraval, but it's set in like contemporary. It doesn't so far seem to be a magical world. I guess maybe it's magical realism. You're following, I have not gotten very far. Holland is our main character, and she managed to get into this mythical class. It's a class that doesn't show up on any syllabi. You can't sign up for it. She's in college. And you just stumble upon it, and if you pass, it shows up on your transcript. And she's writing her dissertation, and her advisor is that professor. And that's pretty much all we've learned. We've learned a couple of the folklore tales that have been told. And yeah, so we just were introduced to another character who is her new advisor. I can't tell if he's gonna be like evil or if he's gonna be the like gray character that you think is trouble but really isn't trouble. Unsure yet. So this is the book I'm reading. In a perfect world, I would finish this weekend because I need to get through some of my library books so that I can return them. Because okay, going on a tangent. I don't know if it's publishing or if it's in the distribution land, industry. Libraries predominantly have used this one company to purchase their books. That company went out of business. And the Columbus Public Library, which I'll put a fact on the screen. I love my library. It is one of the biggest, it has one of the biggest circulation in the country. And then my other library system is Dayton, Ohio. And I love the Dayton library system as well, because I find that they have so many digital copies of books and the wait times are way less than the Columbus one. So like, for example, if I were to look up Alchemy of Secrets, brand new, came out in October. I think the wait time is maybe 6 or 8 weeks for Columbus, and I would say it's probably 2 weeks for Dayton, maybe 1 week. So it's consistently like, 4 times less than what the Columbus Library is. Anyway, so that went out of business, they closed down. So then the Columbus Library had to, and other libraries had to get a new buyer or distributor. I'm unsure if it's a distributor or if it's a buyer, because I'm pretty sure libraries purchase directly. At least I thought they purchased directly from publishers, and so then I feel like it's got to be I think it's got to be a distributor. I could be wrong here. I'm not in that. I work in insurance. So they had to purchase their books from a new company, And I guess this new company doesn't deliver books all together. So, and maybe that's gonna change or update. They're probably like all of a sudden having like this influx of purchasing because libraries now go there. But for example, my understanding is like if the library has purchased 10 copies of Alchemy of Secrets, the old company would put all 10 of those in the same box. And now, I guess maybe this new company has different warehouses and stocks books at all the warehouses. So you would then get this book in like 3 different boxes. And so the library then has to find all of the copies. And then because there are 20 something satellite libraries, they then have to ship them to all those libraries. And so all of that happened, and it put a delay on getting new books into circulation. All of that to say, my September, October books and November have all delivered in like the span of 3 weeks. And so, yeah, I haven't been able to read them. And so 2 of them are overdue already. So I need to read these is what I'm getting at. This is a really long-winded explanation of me just saying I've created unnecessary stress and need to read these books because I got too many books out of the library and they all arrived at the same time, which I feel like most, if you read on your Kindle, like you can relate, like all of a sudden you have all these Kindle books coming off hold. That happened to me, but in physical. Anyway, time to get knitting because this hat needs to be done by tomorrow because I'm leaving and having dinner at 6. All these good intentions to finish the hat last night, but I started not feeling well in the sense of getting a headache. So I Esther does the zoomies right now and she keeps like pausing, looking at me, and then chirping and like jumping as if she's had a jump scare. Oh, you might have even just seen them. So I did start the decreases. I'm going to drink my tea. There it is. And I have 2 craft shows to go to. They both open at the same time at noon, which is about half an hour, but one of them is right outside my door. So I'm going to go to the other one first because it's shorter. And what am I saying? In theory, I could leave now, but I'm gonna finish this hat so that I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, finish the hat. While I'm at that craft show up north, I'm thinking there's probably gonna be snacks or something, or I'm gonna go to a cafe, read a little bit, and then come back home, walk around the Hop. The Hop is open until 10, but I'm going to my friends for dinner and I'm going to need to be there by 6 o'clock. So I'm not going to get to do, right, like I don't have till 10. So, but it's going to be a nice day, I hope. And I have to wind up some yarn because my plan is to bring this to my friends because it's very easy and I don't have to like constantly look at instructions. So my plan is to bring this to my friends. I'm also thinking of bringing one of my board games. I have so many board games that I've never played. You know, the sad thing about living alone. I love, love, love board games. Love board games. I might even like board games more than I like video games. I'm not sure. I really, really like board games. And yeah, so I might look and see if I can bring one that I've never played and they don't have. They have a lot of board games. So, okay, I need to do some reading so that I'm not too late. Reading, knitting. I need to finish knitting. Oh, this hat is my, is this the Manhattan hat? I think so. I just really like it. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. I wish I had made this a bit longer for myself because I wish the brim could be a bit wider, but yeah, I really like it. I've been driving in parking garages for over half an hour. That is how busy it is here. I left Stitch and Bitch. I got a little bit of cross stitching done, and now I'm in German Village, so I'll show you some of the houses and stuff. But going to a bookstore, and then there's two craft shows. I don't know if I'm gonna go to both because I kind of just want to go home, but definitely the Not Your Mama, which is out of Park. But it's always so crowded. So like the fantasy section is in a room, and the room is like the size of my bathroom with a shelf in the center, and it's always crowded. So when I was in there, that room had 7 people in it, and so you basically can't move. You're just all shuffling. So it's a nice bookstore, but it's kind of low on the bookstores that I like to go visit because you can't browse. I mean, you can, but there's always people and you're always in the way of people. But I did get some books. can tell there's a bit of a knot back here. Yeah, from wearing my hat and then my hair going like this because of my winter coat. So I need to brush my hair out. But there was technically another craft market, but I think I might be just like done with craft markets. That was 1, 2, 3. I'm just seeing the book I bought is damaged. Oh, that annoys me. 4, I think that's my 4th craft market that I've gone to, and they've all been stupid busy. I picked up a book for myself, Forune Realms. This is the 2nd book to the 4 Broken Blades. I don't know what the trilogy itself is called. The Broken Blades trilogy, I think. And I think the 3rd one came out. So this is for myself. I know, I said I wouldn't buy books for myself. That's part of my challenge, but it's fine. And then I bought my littlest brother. I decided this is the book I wanted to get him for Christmas. And talking to him, he said he likes paperback more than hardback, but I like the covers of these a lot better than the mass market paperbacks. So this is what I got. And then I got my mom a cookbook, which I don't know if she watches these, so I'm not gonna show it. But I got her a cookbook that I don't think I have this. Let me look. I don't have this one, and now I'm kind of regretting because I was like, oh, I should get it. I could get myself one, but maybe I had it, but then I didn't think I had it. So I have 2 of this person's cookbooks, and I really like them. So I bought one for my mom, and that is that. So I got her something. Then the last thing that I got for my sister-in-law is a mug from my favorite ceramicist, Staircase Ceramics. So I got her, it's for like iced coffee. I'm not sure. I hope she drinks iced coffee, and if she doesn't, she can just use it as a normal hot drink, and then just don't drink through the hole, just drink from the side. And then I got myself a mug, so I'll show it because I'm gonna use it. And it is this guy. So it has little gingerbread men and candy canes. She had a cold coffee mug with Christmas trees on it, and I wish there had been a hot mug for that, but I'm assuming someone had already bought them. So there it is. Remove the price tag, and I will wash her and use her because I am going to lay on the couch and knit. What else? Oh, and here's her information if you are interested in. And QR code, which I'm going to hold because I think you can take a screenshot and then just use the QR code. So I would recommend. I have many of her mugs. Let's do a mug parade. So this is the new one. The cats broke one of them, which was very upsetting. This was last year's design. I also grabbed this one last year. She had some of these out for this year, but got this one last year. The other one I might have put away because it's a ghost. It's just the ghost holding a little cup of a ghost. Would I have put that away with my Halloween stuff? I don't remember, maybe, but anyway, I'm a big fan. Then I also bought, I thought this was so beautiful. So I think this is gonna be for one of my friends who I don't think watches the podcast, but I just thought it was beautiful and it's pet friendly. So it is a Christmas cactus in hot pink flowers. And I just thought it was so pretty, and it's from a local like grower La Chiquita Selva, I think is the brand, but yeah, so hot pink, thought they were really cute, and it has a lot of buds, so got that. And then I also, for my sister-in-law, and I got one for myself, which she does not watch the podcast. They're magnet bookmarks, which I really, really like. I really like magnet bookmarks. And it says, some of y'all have never read 100 books in a summer to earn a single personal pan pizza, and it shows. Isn't that just so funny? I don't know if anyone outside of the US understands this, but just in case, in the United States, back in the 2000s, which is when I was in elementary school, you could read, I think it was, you would read a half an hour and then you would get a punch off of this bookmark. And once you filled up the bookmark, I don't know if you could just take it to Pizza Hut or if you had to fill out a form or something. I feel like you just took it to Pizza Hut. So you would take this bookmark to Pizza Hut and you would get a free personal pan pizza. And it was like this big, right? So it had 4 slices, but it was just so exciting. Every summer I would be reading on my bookmark, and I would get more than one bookmark because I'm a reader and a nerd, and I've always been a reader when I was a kid. So I read a lot. Reading was pretty much my only hobby when I was a kid. So I thought this was funny, and I thought my sister-in-law would get a kick out of it. Then I got some notepads that are so cute. So this is for my friend. I'm just going to say friend because just in case they are watching, then they won't know. It's a bookshelf with a cat in the pose of licking their own butt. And it just says selfish brat at the top. And I just thought that was so funny. So I know who's getting that. Also, there's a little pink butthole. And then for my boss, which we do a combined gift, but I just thought this was so cute. And it says things I'd rather not circle back on. So I got this for my boss. And then I'm torn on keeping these. I really shouldn't keep both, but this one says today's garbage. And then this one says per my last email. So I think they're really cute, but I shouldn't keep both of them. So these are natterdoodle.com is the brand. So there you go if you're interested, at Natterdoodles. And so these two are from that brand, but then they were also selling partyof1papergoods.com at partyof1paper. So if you're interested in these, the last couple years, I've been really trying to pretty much only give Christmas gifts that are small businesses and local businesses. So books don't count, but I am, I did buy those from one of our local bookstores. What else? Oh, I did buy earrings yesterday. And they are from 180 Reasons. And they're these little brownish orange stones. Neutrals and very pretty. Time to get cozy. Oh, do you like my shirt? Biddy and Bows. And it says a human rights movement disguised as a coffee shop. And it's the Queen. So I feel like I've talked about this. It is a franchise, and it is a coffee shop that is run by people with special needs. So it's lovely, and the drinks are good, and there's tables and chairs, and it's nice. So I really like it, and I can't wait to go back. And yeah, I got a shirt because all of their merch was just like, whoever designed it, fantastic job. Like, right? Isn't this cute? Oh, and I love that it's like an oatmeal off-white kind of color. I'm a fan. If you live in the United States, type in Biddy and Bow and see if you have one nearby, because when you visit, it'll just make you smile. So, and definitely stay, have a couple drinks, have some snacks, and yeah. Okay, now it's time to get cozy.
The grip is just very nice, and this is a vacuum filler pen.
Yeah, Astrid, you're being so nice, and
it is currently inked. But if I unscrew it and I draw the syringe back,
Fix.
if I push it down and while I'm in the ink reservoir, when I push, after I pull it out and push it back in, keeping the nib submerged in ink, then the vacuum, the pressure that it's creating inside, when I push it in,
It's a couple of days later. I have not gotten a ton of knitting, but I'm gonna just end this vlog here. It's Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. I hosted a holiday party at my work, which was a lot of work. I've had a lot of activities, so just not a lot of time done knitting and reading, so I'm just gonna end it here. I hope your December has been lovely so far, and I will see you in my next video. Oh, and I hit 600 subscribers a couple of days ago, so thank you if you are one of the new subscribers, and of course thank you to someone who has been here for years and years and years. I appreciate you. And if I had two hands, I would one of whatever the hearts that they do now. This heart I can do. All right, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.